with. Mana played some great games yesterday, only dropping a single series to Stefano. ClouD was also 2-1 yesterday, dropping his TVT series to Braddock. So,
yeah, that's going to be a pretty amazing game. I'm actually quite happy that we are able to cast it. Apparently a lot of the matches that include either Swedish or Finnish players are obviously cast at the main stage, so we have the pleasure of casting Mana against ClouD as the first game today, which is awesome. With me is Mr. Bitter once again. Hey Ben, how you doing?
Taylor, I'm good. How are you doing?
Well, I spent the night at the hospital.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, slipping in the sauna and getting a nasty cut at the elbow is not the best way of ending an awesome StarCraft evening.
I went back. Excuse me. I went back to the room a little early last night because I was exhausted. So I was like zonked out in bed, and then I don't know what time it was, but like I hear Khaldor come in, and I kind of like wake up a little bit. And I'm like, hey man, what's up? And he's like, I'm going to the hospital. And I was like, you trolling me, bro? And he's like, nope. And he's got a pretty gnarly cut on his arm that just wouldn't stop bleeding, so he had to go get stitched up.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it at first. I thought it just was bleeding a bit, and so I had one of those paper towel thingies and pushed it there. But one of the guys who was actually with us at the sauna was a nurse, and he looked at the cut, and he's like, yeah, bro, you need stitches. And I'm like, no, fuck no, I'm not going to the hospital now. It's 1 o'clock in the night. I'm not going anywhere. He's like, yeah, you need stitches. So I checked it out in one of the mirrors, and it was really deep. And I was like, uh-oh, that's bad. So, yeah.
This goes to show you that casting StarCraft is actually a very high-risk profession.
Exactly. We should get a bonus.
There's risk of injury. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we should definitely get a bonus. And, well, so should the players, I guess. Mana left early today. He left very, very early because he wanted to prepare for his match against ClouD. And ClouD is doing really well at Assembly. He was really unlucky in the last events that he played. He has this mind thing, especially against players like Goody, and when he starts losing, he is getting upset, and he's not in the mindset anymore that allows him to win games. So this time he finally had one of the tournaments where he broke through in his group, where he took the first place.
He's at a tournament with no Goody?
Yeah, exactly. Goody is not here, therefore ClouD can finally shine.
Yeah, and he played great in the groups. And, man, this matchup actually leaves me feeling very, very torn, because ClouD is one of my favorite Europeans. He lives in Germany. He's from Italy. And
what I love about him is he's just such a no-bullshit player.
Yeah,
if you ask him and he thinks something about Terran is imbalanced, he'll tell you straight away. He'll give you an honest opinion and not this, like, race-clouded thingy that you expect from most of them. So that's I love him. I love his attitude.
Oh, he's just such an intelligent, well-spoken, eloquent guy, and he gets the game. He's not just a player, he's a true fan of the game. Nobody watches more StarCraft than ClouD does. He's always like, hey, did you see the GSL match yesterday where MVP got his first depot on 12, which is actually impossible. but he really pays very close attention to StarCraft at the very highest level. And on the other side of that is Mana, another guy who I just love to death. Polish Protoss player, and for a long time considered one of the best Protoss players in Europe, if not the best Protoss player in Europe.
Especially his style against Terran is just so awesome. I remember when he played in a bunch of tournaments where he annihilated Nada with 2-0 after taking down Braddock. It was just amazing, and I really, really love this guy. I casted with him for the first time at Copenhagen Games, which was ages ago.
Yep.
And it was just brilliant. We had so much fun, and he's such a nice player. He's only 18 years old. And currently thinking about going for a little bit of a pro gamer career as soon as he finished school. He's not quite sure yet if he wants to, take a break for 1 year and might even go to Korea, but he is considering it, and that would help him so much. He's already a very, very good player, very talented guy, very, very smart, and that would help him a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely. And seeing these two guys face off, I guess, at the first match of the playoffs actually makes me a little bit sad, because I just like them both so damn much. I hung out with Mana all through the NASL finals. I hang out with ClouD every chance I get, and they're both just super, super cool, super nice guys. And one of them going out here is going to break my heart a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter who is going to lose this best-of-3 series. We will see a very, very disappointed player, and both of them certainly deserve to.
And a very, very disappointed Mr. Bitter.
Yeah. And it's kind of a loss-loss situation.
I'll be like, yay, ClouD! Oh, Mana, or vice versa.
Well, but talking a little bit about the game at hand, we have both of them with an early expansion on Antigua Shipyard, which is the first map in this best-of-3 series. We have the bunker at the front for ClouD, defending it with bio units. He's already on 3 gas by now, adding a factory and slowly but steadily starting his tech. We have his opponent with Mana at the bottom left, also with an expansion. He's guarding his choke point with a bunch of sentries. And 3 gate into Robo.
Yep.
Harvester count is roughly even, no big surprises here. Not a lot of aggression so far. Mana with a little bit of a scouting advantage due to the fact that he has a probe in the middle of the map at the Xelnaga Watchtower and transitioning into Colossus now.
Yeah, Mana is like, he's cutting units so hard. Like he's got 4 sentries, a Zealot and a Stalker, and the rest is just probes, man. Really chrono boosting these probes so super hard. You can see it in the worker tab. He's up to 44 Harvesters against the 40 of Terran, in spite of the fact that ClouD got a very fast expansion of his own.
And it's kind of interesting to see that both of them are really cautious now. They know that there's a lot on the line, so they are really, really cautious about their approach to the game. Not too much aggression just yet. Both are happy to sit tight, just get their economy going, get their tech going, and trying to aim for that huge army and for the macro game.
Yep. Absolutely, you are correct. Robotics Bay for Mana is finishing up, so he'll probably be starting those first Colossi shortly. There we go.
And Mana, really, really smart. He has the Observer in the main base of his opponent, and he is headed into the range of one of the missile turrets, but he realizes in time that he needs to pull back. And now we have a little bit of action going on.
This is actually so scary.
ClouD is moving out with a 38 supply army.
Yep, and Mana is not in a position right now where he wants to fight this. He needs that first Colossus to pop out. He does have force fields, so he'll be able to drop some defensive force fields. And once the Colossus is out, it's going to be a lot harder for ClouD to attack into Mana.
The problem that he has, though, is that extended thermal lance won't be done in time. So with a decent stim and a good positioning, ClouD might be able to snipe the Colossus. Mana has to be really careful about it. And we have stim already done. We have combat shield about to finish.
I don't know why Mana wanted to go down there.
Comes the Guardian Shield, the first Colossus is already there, and the snipe at the Nexus. Mana will have to cancel, and he does in the last second. Nice force fields, very well done. A lot of damage being dealt by the Colossus.
Really questioning ClouD's decision to commit to canceling that expansion. He lost a lot of army there and didn't really kill anything. 15 units lost to 5 for comparison's sake. But he did cancel that third base, and as we can see, he's almost finishing his own third base. So from a purely economical standpoint, ClouD comes out ahead. Well, you know, I guess if you look at the supplies, that was a pretty good exchange for him. I'm actually surprised that he's able to stay so far ahead after not really killing anything.
He did a really nice pickup with one of his medivacs, trying to save some of the units. The force fields were quite decent by Mana, but in the end, ClouD able to save most of his units. And I have to say that Mana was really, really late when it came down to cancelling this Nexus. I already thought he would be able to take it down, ClouD that is.
Yeah.
We have the +1 attack upgrade done for ClouD. He's going for armor, and he's already adding the Ghost Academy, so he tries to stay ahead of Mana. We have for ClouD 2 medivacs and 4 Vikings. And this is one of the problems that he's facing right now. With Mana going straight for the Colossi attack, he needs to sacrifice build time in the starport in order to get the Vikings out. So he only has 2 medivacs, which is a little bit of an upset. He would love to have like 4 to 6. And now we have Mana just adding the Templar archive, but at the same time the Ghost Academy is already done.
Yep, Mana is transitioning well. But ClouD is just playing awesome. Mana hit a bit of a supply block there, around 100 supply. It was like a full 25-second supply block. Whereas ClouD has, he's nailed every one of his depots. We see him at 129 of 129 supply as 2 more depots, or 3 more depots are finishing. So he is macroing very, very fluidly. And it's really nice to see ClouD really looks like he's playing well today.
Mana is going now for a charge, chrono boosting, double forge upgrades, and I have to say that the ClouD already has a huge amount of Vikings. He has 8 Vikings and he's getting additional ones. He should add a couple of medivacs, to be honest. He only has 2 of them, and that's not enough, especially with Mana going for Psionic Storm and Colossi.
Oh, ClouD hasn't actually scouted Mana at all, Khaldor. If you look at ClouD's vision, the only thing that he's seen
perfectly right.
is a single assimilator. So he doesn't know if Mana's on 1 robo or 2 robo or 5 robo. So he wants to make sure that he's got enough Vikings to deal with the Colossus tech. Once he sees this what do you call it, High Templar transition, I'm sure that he'll start pumping medivacs again.
Yeah, we have him moving out now. At the middle of the map, there's a Zealot being annihilated, and now Mana knows, is well aware of the fact that ClouD is moving across the map again. We have him at 136 supply against ClouD's 164. Storm will be done in time, and ClouD is still adding Vikings. I don't know, Ben. He's adding a lot of Vikings, and Mana only has like 3 Colossi. If he switches to Archons and Templars, I feel that there is a lot of dead supply hanging in the air.
I mean, you're definitely right. But I mean, at this point in the game, ClouD's been macroing so well that I'm not sure it matters. The Vikings are going to make such short work of these Colossi. One Colossus dies before it's able to contribute anything to the fight at all. There's a great storm by Mana, though.
Awesome storm.
The Colossi will melt away. But ClouD does a great deal of damage to the Protoss army here. He's gonna kill the last Colossus. Wow, every single Colossus will die. And now Mana at only 90 supply against the 130 or so of ClouD in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, Mana is now retreating, but I have to say he microed his units so well. His storms were spot on. I was really impressed by it. And ClouD, he has the problem. He's on 1-1 upgrades, but Mana already has a slight advantage. Is now chasing down his units, and all those Vikings don't do anything at all. Another Medivac just dies. And look at ClouD. ClouD is adding more and more Vikings. He is at 3 Vikings, adding 3 at a time. Mana should just stop going for Colossi and try to add Archons and, of course, more High Templars.
Man, I just wow, I get so caught up in the death animations of these units after the Zealots kill them. Like the Marauders get sliced up too. It's so funny.
You're going for the zoom and everything.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god, let's see how a Marine dies to storm.
I think it's so cool. Like they have like different animations for how they die.
Yeah, but you know that it's a little bit creepy right now.
I guess so. It's making me seem kind of dark, but it's really.
How many chainsaws do you owe?
How many what?
Chainsaws.
Chainsaws? No, I don't own any chainsaws.
Good to know. That actually,
if I could ever purchase a side blade, you better believe that I would.
No doubt about that. Do you owe a lightsaber?
No lightsabers. No lightsabers, no chainsaws, no chain swords.
Okay, that's good to know. So I don't have to be afraid of you. Well, we have Archons now being morphed. We have +3 armor, +2 attack, blink. Mana is looking pretty good. He is looking really strong. He's still behind in supply though, and we have ClouD with a decent army. But as I said, 2 Colossi, 8 Medivacs. Maybe overdoing it a little bit. But it will come down to Mana's ability to spread his Templars. He has 7 High Templars. We have 4 Ghosts, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see if ClouD is able to take down the psionic units of his opponent. 4th base now being built for both of these players. It's a pretty even match, and this is exactly what we expected, Ben. And I love to cast those 2 guys. I actually love to be on the second stream today.
Oh yeah. I'm so glad that we're starting with this game. I will say that Mana's upgrade is looking excellent. He's finishing up +3 armor. And oh, here we go, another engagement in the middle of the map. No EMPs going down. Okay, 1 EMP does land on those High Templar, and immediately Mana forced to morph them. This is a pretty good fight for Mana, but ClouD still peeling away so much of the Protoss army. All the Colossi down, all the Archons are going to go down, and now it's just Stalkers against Marine Marauder, and this is not a good fight.
Yeah, exactly, because we didn't have any good storms. That's the main problem for Mana. He wasn't able to deal all that much area effect damage. Finally, a couple of High Templars with enough energy, and beautiful storms. Nice positioning by Mana. He's getting a lot of damage done. The last storms a little bit off target, but wow, this one makes more than up for it.
Oh yeah, Mana continuing to just hang in there by the skin of his teeth, but ClouD pouring on the pressure, continuing to macro pretty well. Just producing off of so many barracks. He's got double starport, triple starport.
And they're charging behind the Marines and Marauders, taking down most
squad
of them.
at the 4th base, and it does. ClouD sneaks a group of Marines and Marauders past the army of Mana and snipes off this expansion. Going to kill a High Templar, and actually just going to run over into the 3rd base and do as much economic damage as possible before ultimately Mana cleans this up. Yeah, these units will definitely die.
A very smart decision by ClouD, though. He was not only taking down the 4th base, he was forcing Mana back to defend, and I really like that. This decision was super, super smart. Nice hit squad.
Mana is actually getting closer and closer to a supply lead, and actually now taking one for the first time in the game. So while ClouD has been doing some really great attacks and playing some really great StarCraft, Mana is just defending in exemplary fashion, and is finally in a position where he can take a little bit of map control and actually deny some of the mining of ClouD here at Cloud's 4th base.
Nice sensor tower for ClouD, giving me a good look onto the high ground of the map, and at the same time we have him taking another base. He's going for a 5th while Mana tries to establish his 4th again. 182 supply against 181. Mana going in once again, trying to take down the Ghost. EMP hits a bunch of Stalkers, nothing else, and there are no more Ghosts available.
This is a really scary fight for ClouD, as Mana has reached like like death ball status. This is a very scary army. He's got a lot of High Templar with full energy. And here come the storms all over the army of ClouD. Beautiful, incredible storms by Mana, and this is just going to be GG, Khaldor.
This is amazing. There it is.